Hi everyone, this is your math guru. In this video, I'm going to show you how to derive the following functions from first principle. Please don't forget to click on the like and subscribe button below for more easy to understand math concept. In the first example, I have if f of x equals minus 2x squared plus 1, determine the derivative f prime of x from first principle. The formula to use, I'm going to start by writing my formula, is f prime of x equals the limit as h tends to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. From our question, we've been given our f of x to be minus 2x squared plus 1 and our fx plus h equals to every occurrence of x, I add h, so I have that as 2 minus 2x plus h all squared plus 1. If I expand, I have my x plus h all squared equals x plus h, x plus h. And if I FOIL, I have that as x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. So if I slot that back into my question, I have minus 2 multiplying x squared plus 2xh plus h squared close bracket plus 1. I'm going to simplify that further. My minus 2 is going to multiply every term in the bracket, so I have that as minus 2x squared minus 4xh minus 2h squared plus 1. Therefore, putting that back, my f of x and fx plus h back into my equation, I have that as, or my formula, f prime of x will be equal to the limit as h tends to 0. Fx plus h will be minus 2x squared minus 4xh minus 2h squared plus 1 minus my f of x. I'm going to put that in the bracket because it has more than one term, minus 2x squared plus 1 all divided by h. Expanding and simplifying, I have the limit as h tends to 0 minus 2x squared minus 4xh minus 2h squared plus 1. The minus in front of the bracket would expand all the contents of the bracket, so I have that as plus 2x squared minus 1 all over h. Now I need to simplify further. Minus 2x squared plus 2x squared, that cancels, that's 0. Then I have plus 1 minus 1, that's also 0. So my equation becomes the limit as h tends to 0. I have minus 4xh minus 2h squared all over h. I'm going to factorize h at the top, or for my numerator, that is limit as h tends to 0, h in bracket minus 4x minus 2h all divided by h. What happens is my h divides h at the bottom, that's 1. So I'm left with the limit as h tends to 0 minus 4x minus 2h. Note that as h tends to 0 for my limit, my minus 2h also tends to 0 because 0 minus times minus 2 will give you 0. So therefore, the derivative of my f of x, that's minus 2x squared plus 1 in form of f prime of x, will become minus 4x. Let's look at another example. In the second example, I have determine f prime of x by first principle. If f of x equals minus 5x minus x plus 1, like I did earlier, I'm going to start by writing the formula. I have f prime of x equals the limit as h tends to 0, f of x plus h, close the bracket, minus f of x divided by h. I start, we've been given f of x from the question to be minus 5x squared minus x plus 1. We have a fx plus h. Every occurrence of x, I add h, so that will give us minus 5x plus h, close bracket, all squared minus our x becomes x plus h. I'm going to put that in a bracket, plus 1. If I expand, I have my minus 5. If I expand x plus h all squared, that will give us x squared plus 2xh plus h squared, close bracket. I'm going to expand minus x minus h plus 1. I'm still going to further simplify. If I expand with my minus 5, I have minus 5x squared. That's going to multiply all the terms in the bracket. Minus 10xh minus 5h squared minus x minus h plus 1. Putting up values into our formula, we have f prime of x equals the limit as h tends to 0, fx plus h, that will be minus 5x squared minus 10xh minus 5h squared minus x minus h plus 1. Then we have minus f of x. I'm going to put that in a bracket. Minus 5x squared minus x plus 1, close bracket, all divided by our h. If I simplify, I have the limit as h tends to 0, minus 5x squared minus 10xh minus 5h squared minus x minus h plus 1. Then I'm going to open the bracket. I have plus 5x squared plus x minus 1, all divided by our h, or denominator. Then simplifying, I have minus 5x squared plus 5x squared, that's 0. Then I have minus x plus x, that's also 0. Then I have plus 1 minus 1, that's 0. I'm left with the limit as h tends to 0, minus 10xh minus 5h squared minus h divided by h. I'm going to factorize h at the top of our numerator. I have the limit as h tends to 0. Factoring h, I have minus 10x minus 5h minus 1 divided by h. H divided by h, that's 1. So I have my h out. I'm left with the limit as h tends to 0, minus 10x minus 5h minus 1. Note that as h tends to 0, my minus 5h also tends to 0. So therefore, my f prime of x will be minus 10x minus 1. Thanks for watching. Bye.